All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Double honor to Apostle and Great Millstone that rule well. And salutation to the Akim teaching is true of the four corner earth and city, love the name Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And the very few sisters that listen as well, man. It's just a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Basically, just going into how train up a child. Matter of fact, let's just get the scripture. Because the reason why a lot of these kids, children, um, is disrespectful. They talk back. They don't respect the elder or elder, the older people. Um, the reason why they are just rumping wild. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, it's Esau promoting in the media and the TVs, the radios, or the drugs, the food that we eat. But ultimately, it's the parents. Now, people raise their kids different ways. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But the scripture tell you exactly how you should raise your child. And I'm finna break it down to you because the reason why most kids is rebellious to this day is because of their parents, man. And it's sad to say that, but it's just the harsh truth. Because when I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of freeway or lead. I ain't had nothing, man. To be honest, I was on a strict program running by my father and my mother. Well, really my father because he was around more. My mother, she was in the house, but she like literally left my father, I should say. Now, it was a period of time I went with my mother, but I ended up coming back home to my father. My father showed me certain things, and that's one of the reasons why to this day, a lot of children don't have, it's fucked up because of Esau taking the father out the house and a woman, leaning on Esau to pay your bills, to basically provide for you, man, which that was a man job, man, back in the day. Well, still to this day. You don't get me wrong, women did work, but their whole job was, most of the job was to stay home, take care of the household, teach the children, and teach other women, man. But this Proverbs 22:6, it say, train up a child in the way he shall go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. And that's the mindset you should have, man. The father is supposed to step in, train up the child, show the child certain things, especially as a young boy. Now, a woman, it's certain things, levels to it, but ultimately, the leader is supposed to lead in a proper way. And that's what a father figure or a father is supposed to do. But when you take the father out the household literally collapse. And now a lot of women are sucked into what be the woman and a father figure, which is terrible because you can't raise a boy to be a man. No woman on the earth can raise a boy to be a man. He needs father figures because a woman is ruled by her emotions. They can't teach a man certain things when it comes down to being a man. And that's plain and simple, man. We all know this, and that's why a lot of Jakes in the world right now really is fucked up because they don't have their father in the house. And that's how Esau set things up. The rod. One second, I'm gonna get this precept because another reason why is because a lot of women took a different approach. See, when I was growing up, we got our ass whooped a lot, man. And a lot of women don't whoop their kids to this day, man. And that's why a lot of a lot of children is rebellious, man. This Proverbs 13 and 24. He said, he that spare his rod hated his son, but he that loved him chastising him betimes. And that's the mindset that you're supposed to have. When I was growing up, I got my ass whooped numerous times. And I praise my mother and my father to this day, especially my father, man. It was times he whooped my ass bare naked with a fucking extension cord, man. That's how brutal he made me realize consequences. And that's why a lot of people don't learn consequences to this day, because they put things off, especially a woman. A woman wants to talk to the child, make them understand it. And that's not a great approach. When a woman or a child basically mess up, you have to punish them so that they know the consequences of their actions. If you don't show them consequences of their actions, and you always talking to them or rewarding them with rewarding them with bad behavior, then they will eventually get smarter. Because children is smart. They naturally smart, and their instincts is to try you. And when they try you, you have to put them in a place. And if you don't put them in a place, then guess what? They're going to run over you. And that's what you get to this day, literally, man. This Proverbs and 3 and 12, it say, for who the Lord love, he corrected, even as a father, the son who he delight, man. So that's the mindset you should have. When you, the Lord chastising us, that it's the same way a father chastises his son. Because when you rebellious or you fucking up, you need your ass whooped. People need the ass. A lot of the reason why sin is brought up into this world is because it's no judgment going forth. Now, Esau do have judgment, but he have judgment in his system. And like, you run a ticket, you run a light, you get a ticket. You don't pay your bills, he take things away, which is madness, man, because in his eyes, he wants you to be a slave. Now, when you are a child, you are typically a slave to who? Your parents. But it's not that type of slaving, man, because you get little freeway, you get rewards and things like that. Esau don't reward you unless you go to work. And even when you go to work, it's not really a reward, because you work hard for these things. And then on top of that, he still take things away from you, even when you work with taxes, with your income taxes every year. It's a lot, man. Esau is fucking, man, he's terrible as a leader. But the whole purpose of a father figure or a child to be put in their place is a father supposed to show you the proper way to lead, man. Now, let's go into Proverbs 19 and 18. Chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying, man. See, and people whoop that child a couple times and they start crying. Now they want to please him again. No, that's the wrong with the world today. It's a balance. It's a certain time you're supposed to say yes, a certain time you're supposed to say no. And I have to learn this the hard way, because, you get a sweet child that's doing good, got a good head and shoulder and brought up in a good household. But you got to realize, telling a child yes all the time, you are destroying them. You literally are destroying them. It's even in a relationship with a woman. You can't tell her yes all the time. You have to tell her no. because you know what's right from wrong. You have to lead in a proper way. Everything it's a it's a build up stage. When you showing discipline, discipline go a long way when it come down to fighting or when it come down to just being a better person. Because you see a lot of people in this world don't have the discipline to go to the gym or beat their own ass, man. It take real hard work to to not eat this food or be on top of yourself. How much more kids? Because kids get mad, they got feelings, but they are trusting you to lead them the proper way. And if you don't show them the proper way to be led, then they will be destroyed. And that's what we see in this society to this day. Um, it's Proverbs 22:15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall draw it from him. So you got to know that a child is going to test you. That's in our DNA. We gonna push buttons. We gonna talk our shit, man. That's just how it is. But at the end of the day, it's programmed in a child mind and also in a adult mind. The right for wrong. You learn that from growing up. And growing up in the society, we don't. Some people are taught quicker than others. The right from wrong. That's why some people get an addiction from alcohol or gambling or certain things like that. Even though ain't nothing wrong with alcohol or gambling, but it can be dreadful to your life. You can lose it all. You can put yourself in situations to a point that now you working harder and not smarter. Same thing with a child. If a child not doing good in school or even when it comes down to his dieting, hey, guess what? You are destroying that man, or you're not showing him discipline so that it can carry on for him when he are growing up, man. Because you are catering to his needs. Same thing with a woman. She's not going to want to like you or be around you when you don't have no structure into your life. And that's why it's important to what? Important to be the leader, to say no. Walk away. That's the mindset you gotta have, man. Because you don't show leadership by forcing it on somebody. No, you by showing it with yourself. Leading in a proper way. You give that person the right mindset, how to be. And that's what's gonna build up your character, make people, make your children respect you more because you are living it. And now they're seeing my father do it, then they want to do it. The children is simple, man. But we have to be strong to show those things, man. This Proverbs 23:13. It say, withhold not correction from that child, for if thou beat him with the rod, he shall not die. And you're not going to kill your child. Don't get me wrong. Esau in this world, you whoop him, people want to call DCFS just because you got whips or shit like that, man. And don't get me wrong, sometimes we do go overboard, but hey, that would teach that child a lesson, man. When I was younger, I had whips and shit on my back and shit like that. I still went to school, put a long sleeve shirt on, and you'll be okay. The wound will heal. But in this day, the mother or the father get punished, and they send them to jail, and now the child is running rapidly because they never learned the lesson. And trust me, you're not beating your child to kill him, man. You beating them to understand its consequences in life. And that's the mindset you must have. Verse 14, thou shalt beat him with the rod and shalt deliver his soul from hell. Meaning, you have to beat your child, whoop your child, man. And that's what's lacking in this society to this day. It's a lot of talking and not a lot of whipping, man. And you're not going to get nowhere with not disciplining your child. taking things away, hurting their soul for things that they love. Kids got cell phones when they was 5, 6 years old. I didn't have a cell phone until I was a teenager. Times had changed, man. And don't get me wrong, yes, you want to track your son or your kid, and you know, in society it's fucked up because you doing things by yourself. But it was supposed to be like that. You're supposed to know your child, where your child at all times, man. That's your child. Monitoring your child is what's gonna show them the proper way to be in life. And don't get me wrong, this life is almost over with, but still, even with so to say, you want respect, you have to show discipline. Show that you mean business. And that same thing in the world, when you are dealing with a corporate world, a business, man. You got to stand on your business, man. Without standing on your business, guess what? A person is not going to respect you because now they think you weak. You got to show strength. It's a Proverbs 29:15. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bring his mother to shame. Correct that son, and he shall give thou rest, yet he shall give delight into thy soul. So that's the mindset we shall have, man. Even when it comes down to shit, being in his truth. You can't not have discipline. You cannot have say one thing and do another. That's a double-minded man. Stand on your business, let your yay be yay and your nay be nay, man. And that's moving forward with anything. Because people respect a person that actually living what they say. I just want to get one more precept. It's in Sirach, I believe Sirach 33. No. Nope. It's not 33. Bear with me, Salakia. But you get the point, man. When I find this precept, I'm gonna bring it out. But you get the point. The point is, man, we have to literally. Oh, it was 30. Oh, okay. Sirach 30:1. We gotta literally lead our kids, beat our kids, whoop our kids. And I'm not saying whoop our kids every day, man. No. But when they do bad things, you have to punish them. That's the reality of things in life, man. This Sirach 30:1. It say, he that loveth his son calls him often to feel the rod, that he might have joy over him in the end, man. So the more you beating your child, you will see how better they are down the road, man, because they don't get into this or get into that. You motivate them to understand when they have kids, why it's important to do certain things, to punish this or do that, to whoop your child, man, because this society, like I say, is soft. They don't get physical. It's always talking, man. Verse 2, he that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice over him. Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he had left one behind him that is like himself. And that's the whole purpose. Your child bring honor to your name, and not whooping them or they being disrespectful or, hey, that's a image of your name. These kids is taunting a lot of people's name in this society, man, and it's terrible. That's why a lot of parents, shit, a lot of fathers not don't want to claim their child, or it's a fucked up way that Esau have put us in a fucked up situation. But it's all to what take away the man out the household, and on top of way take us away from the heavenly Father, man. So that what we will never return as a people. But when we get into the kingdom, it's gonna be a lot better. We're gonna be able to rule and be more leadership and show great discipline with our child, man, because we ain't gonna be in control. Right now, we not in control. You whoop your kids, you go to jail. It's hard to be a father, especially in this society, man. So with that, I want to say, call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Bakakadash. Double honor to the apostle, great millstone that rule well, and salutations to the occupancies and it's true of the fork on earth, true city, man. Till next time, I want to say Shalom, Kwan Yasharala, and a Ball.